the Ohana.
Alright, Wolf, what was I thinking? Vacation on Tal Malta? Nah, screw that, man. I want to be on Ohana. Look at those beaches, they were beautiful. And look at our Terran player at the bottom right, starting in a very nice red. This is starting for Team FXO.
FXO Gumiho.
I always think that this robotics arm is going to punch the player.
Don't worry. Don't worry about that. It's just an overlay. All right, to the top left, our blue Zerg from the team Woongjen Stars. He is
Woongjen Stars, Solki.
Solki indeed, he was one of the strongest players that we've casted in the qualifier, for the qualifier from the Casper players that is. And we'll find out how strong he is in this matchup now. If he's able to best Gumiho, a player that was able to all-kill in the GSTL finals.
Yeah. Gumiho with an interesting barracks location, not walling off, nor is he proxying his barracks. He's just kind of putting it slightly to the side, which is a little bit tricky. Solki going for an early scout and also specifically checking for proxies. Gumiho has been known to do that on this map.
He has a couple of units now in position. We have him now with 14 supply going straight, of course, for this expansion. And squeezing in another additional 2 drones. So he wants to play a little bit more greedy. He's one of the best Casper players that transitioned to StarCraft 2 so far. We've saw it earlier. He's ranked 4th in the Casper ranking. And spots now what's going on in his opponent's main base. So what exactly will he do? What will we see out of him? The spawning pool, of course, no surprise here, I guess. But...
Well, people have been known to go Evolution Chamber first.
What? When?
That's happened a few times.
You mean like when the
games,
players were like in professional games? I could imagine pro players on ladder being drunk and then being like, "Hey, this is an awesome idea." Oh, maybe not. In professional games, Evolution Chamber first. That must have been ages ago.
It's happened like 3 times, but yeah, it was a while ago.
Okay.
By mistake, like the wrong hotkey, not because they thought it was better.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Just like a misclick.
You just saved that because I was like, what? What kind of strategy would that be? Super fast +1? What would that good?
No, yeah. No, it's not. No Evolution Chamber first ever intentionally made. Not even in the beta. Somebody thought you need an Evolution Chamber and make spine crawlers, maybe. I don't know. That's all I could think of.
Double barracks here directly as a follow-up. We don't see the double gas. That is also common in this matchup by now after the 1 barracks into expand. So we won't see a factory in the very fast double Hellion. But we will see Marines. And of course, something that we could observe already in the last games where we've seen Casper players against GSL players was that a lot of the GSL players decide to go for a lot of aggression to catch their opponent off guard. Might be something that Gumiho considers as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit bomber style, most likely just going to go for a little bit of pressure at the 3rd base, as well as taking a fast 3rd command center right now.
Therefore, the no gas. He's going for the double barracks and adds the 3rd command center immediately. So those will give him a lot of economy. On the other hand, let's see what exactly the timing for his gas is. Solki is playing it a bit passive here, not getting gas either. He's just relying on queens now so they can use every single lava available for drones.
Yeah. And he's going to have extra queens coming in to spread that creep. I'm really curious to see how Gumiho is going to execute this pressure exactly. Will he decide to do that bunkering pressure that we've seen at the 3rd base so often? Will he actually just pull maybe 2 SCVs, bring his Marines there, scout it out, then go home? There's a lot of different options. Here's that drone going over. He's got the hatchery queued up already.
37 drones right now, and there's a double gas for both of these players. They're basically using a very similar timing. The Marines move out, and at the same time those barracks are used on the low ground to block the choke point off. Gumiho, with a very, very nice move out here, makes sure that a run bear won't hit him. And this is actually pretty cool. He can just continue building units, and of course now Solki needs a few Zerglings. He spotted what was going on, he saw the move out. The SCV is already on the move. He could place down a bunker, but the Zerglings are already being built. The Queen's a little bit too slow without the creep support though.
Yeah, and here are those the bunkering going on. Here come the Queens. That creep tumor just barely finishes in time for them to come out here, but they cannot come off creep.
It's too many Queens though. With the Zerglings that he has in production right now, those Queens, they are too many. Yeah, the bunker won't be successful.
Exactly. He's already on his way out here. He's going to attack the Queens on his retreat path, but he does get away. Bunker, dangerously close to finishing, but he should be able to target it down, and he will.
He tries to go for the salvage. just not able to pull it off.
The salvage returns the same amount of minerals, though. I don't know, maybe he just really wanted to scare him a little bit more there, wait until the last second to cancel. That was scary, though, because if you finish it and then you can't salvage, then you lose more, you know, you don't get the minerals back. So that was kind of weird by Gumiho not going for the cancel right away. And does deny 2 tumors. The queens are a little bit scared to engage, despite the fact the lings are here.
There's a Baneling nest coming.
Yeah.
And, well, this could be defensive, but given the number of Zerglings that he's building right now, that's highly unlikely.
Exactly.
And also he has a lot of gas. If you're expecting a lot of marine pressure, then you can go for defensive Banelings. But here, with everything that's coming his way, with the speed coming up, and him knowing that there are no siege tanks at this point, this could actually be really dangerous for Gumiho.
Yeah, the lings were shown, he killed a few of them, and he made 9 drones after this, but still, the lings are already on the map where he could be aggressive. The problem, though, remains the triple barracks wall, and he's not going to attack here.
I think he thought about it and decided against it, which I really like a lot, because he decided to... He built a lot of Zerglings, and that was just trying to... Okay, well, maybe I find an opening, I can go for the Baneling attack, but then he realized that with all the Marines out there, that with the wall at the front, with the triple barracks and everything, a few Zerglings being killed, it's not going to be as successful as he was hoping for, so he decided against it and immediately started droning again. It's the better decision here. You can see that all the gas that he just got, he didn't dump it into Banelings, he went straight for his tech now and is already halfway done with Lair.
A big problem for him, though, is evolution chambers are really late. Right now, Gumiho's 1-1 is finishing. He's not even started his 1-1 upgrades yet for his lings, and he's going to start that very soon, but still hasn't done it yet, and this is becoming more and more important that he has not started these upgrades, because if Gumiho potentially has 2-2 when he has 1-1 just starting, that could be really, really bad. And he's going to catch some of these lings.
Yeah, the bunker is dead, and he killed the 2 Marines too. They were a bit unhappy here, but well, he's rebuilding the bunker. Lear tech has been done, so Infestors are the poison of choice.
Quite poisonous. Don't eat Infestors.
Nah. Infestors taste a little bit weird.
They're the same as like one of these toxic frogs.
It's like these sea thingies that we had after the GSTL finals.
Oh yeah.
What was that? Sea cucumber or something like this? It moved, guys. It was really funny. You could poke it with a chopstick and then it still moved. It was really funny. Basically, I played with my food the entire time at dinner, but it tasted horrible.
I didn't eat it. I've had sea cucumbers in the past.
We were so cool. Every single time, like poke.
I really enjoyed the sashimi, though. You did not.
No, not my type of food.
Almost looks like he's trying to spell something with that creep.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to mention the creep spread as well. If you look at it, he's really paying a lot of attention to his creep tumor management, and I like this quite a lot.
He's got some blind queens. He's trying to write Braille for him, tell him which direction he wants to spread it next time.
What I just love about him is that he's getting all these Spinecrows and Sporecrows now in his main base and all his base. He's playing a little bit like Lucky, very, very defensive in the mid game and making sure that there's no opening for the Terran player to start dropping. Also his Overlord spread. The whole style how Soulkey is actually approaching this game really appeals to me. It's awesome. He has Overlords everywhere, Zerglings. His scouting is excellent.
It's actually really impressive to see. He's continuing to spread those overlords out even better right now. Got this drop defense up just like Lucky does.
This is perfect. You can't scout better than this guy. Look at his map control. Just look at his vision. He sees everything on his map and always sends a few Zerglings in to see exactly how many units his opponent has. Scouting-wise, Soulkey is this is like one of the best scouting that I've ever seen out of a Zerg player.
It looks really good. His Hive Tech is coming out very quickly as well. Here at the 13-minute mark, it's already halfway done. Gets 2-2, but again, he's still behind in upgrades.
Yeah.
Gumiho gonna have 2-2 done much faster, and Baneling speed is coming out here as well. He doesn't have very many Banelings, but he's just gonna make them if necessary. And basically what Soulkey has said here as well, I have the gas to make Banelings, but I'm not going to make him unless I have to, and since you haven't attacked me, I'm just going to make the Hive 17 active tumors at a time. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's a bit supply blocked, something that he realized a little bit too late when he was getting a lot of Zerglings, but he's now building the Overlords that he needs. And he has a pretty strong force. Of course, the one thing that Gumiho has to do right now is just move on to creep and make sure that he's forcing the creep back a little bit. And the Queen even survives. He's rescuing the Queen, and here come the units at the third base. So Soulkey tries to get a little bit aggressive. Hive is done, Adrenal Glance has been started. Also, the Ultralists are on their way. Forces the Stim and gets back out. Well done.
That was really nice. That was a huge sim, in fact, that he used. And he's making more banelings over there. The constant threat for Gumiho is going to exist. He's got a wall set up, but if he messes anything up at all, it can get really nasty.
This is dangerous for Gumiho. He's on creep right now, but we have a run-by attempt, and with the run-by he tries to take down a few siege tanks and also the Marines. And what is Gumiho going to do? He needs to defend here, but suddenly the Zerglings are in. There is only one bunker. That's all that he has, and he is killing every single SCV here. This is actually pretty cool, and Gumiho targets the 4th base, or he thinks he's targeting the 4th base, but the 4th base is not to the right where you would usually build it, but
it's
to the left.
Exactly. This is great for Soulkey. He's got so much fungal energy available to him as well. If Gumiho just walks down into that, it could get really bad, but he does send just a small force here. He splits it decently as well, and the siege tank fire is pretty devastating. Soulkey's got to be more careful with his banelings here, and the forces are continuing forward. He actually wasn't able to clean them up just yet.
He has to be careful indeed. He's of course trying to wait for +2/+2 and all for his Adrenal Glance upgrade. The upgrades will be done very soon, but Gumiho doesn't miss a beat here. He's going straight for the last set of upgrades. And here comes Soulkey once again with the fungals. Nice Marine strip by Gumiho. Wow, this guy is on fire, but losing a lot of his army nonetheless.
Soulkey very keen on pulling back before the fight is over. Oftentimes, I think just trying to make sure he saves as many units as possible. He's got to be careful about that. Double drop here. Drop defense set up a little bit too far to the left for Gumiho's drop, though, so he actually will be able to snipe this queen.
Exactly, the Green is getting sniped. Maybe he can take down a little bit more. The Marines are well positioned for Gumiho between the mineral patches. The Terran player in such a great shape. Soulkey with a good game though. I really like how he does it. And the Marines are getting out. The Medivac pilot has a heart and picks them up. Tries to drop them again at the natural. And at the same time, the Zerg player is so hard pressed at this point.
Yeah, he is. The supply very even, but Gumiho has done so much damage with these drops. He's cleared up the creep on the right side of the map entirely, even taking out that final queen, making no more creep on the right. But Soulkey's creep is still really good on the left. I mean, I have to say this guy's creep has been one of the best I've seen. 2 more investors coming out here, making his Spire, getting that transition ready. He still has 80 drones left despite all the damage that Gumiho has done with his drops. But he's going to lose a lot of larva with these lost queens, and he may even lose one more on the main if he's not careful.
Lava was a bit of a problem for him earlier when this attack started, actually, and another macro hatch would do him really a lot of good. He has one to the right at the 3rd base, but that's all that he has. And now just look at the upgrades. Once again, Gumiho is so far ahead. He's about to finish +3/+3, and this will be the worst timing for Soulkey ever. This is when the Terran player is getting really, really strong compared to our Zerg. And now we have double Ghost Academy. He wants to nuke him.
Yeah. He is, you know, actually, I'm not sure how effective nuking is going to be on a map of, well, on the creep spread being pushed this far forward. He's going to have to be very clever with this. And I think this choice is really unusual. And I like it, though, because I think if Gumiho's doing it, there's a reason. And I want to see exactly how this nuke is going to work. Oftentimes we see nuking go when players are feeling like they're really ahead. He can take out this Viking here. But in this case, Gumiho's not so far ahead to where nuking is just like the only way he can, or one way he can attack. Just kind of, it's kind of cool, it looks interesting. We've seen a lot of players do that, but in this case, it's not like he's facing an army that he needs nukes for either. What I'm trying to say is, I think this is weird, but I think it's cool.
Well, I think if he positions them well, he can do a lot of damage, and it depends on how much he wants to commit to this, but right now he's not building any ghosts, he's not getting personal cloaking just yet. A drop to the top right, doing a little bit of damage. Here come the upgrades, Murber's Reactor, and of course personal cloaking. He's going to also use it for EMPs later on when he wants to get rid of the energy of the infestors to make sure that there are no fungals. But he forces the creep back. This is the one thing that he needs to do, and this is what he immediately does. One solo infestor.
He may actually grab some of these units. He's not been spotted. Oh, there's just so much drop action going on in the top left. Over here at this expansion, he's not able to get those spores up in time to deny the drop. 2 tanks at a time being made for Gumiho. Marauder drops can be so dangerous. If you don't have enough lings coming through there, they just do so much.
Overall, this game was so far a success for Gumiho when it comes down to efficiency. He killed so many more units than his opponent. 11,000 resources lost for Soulkey. The ghosts are now building for Gumiho. And he's getting double command center. He wants to make sure that he has those extra mules and the energy, and darting in with the rest of his army, trying to pick off a unit or two. Even saving this medivac for now and killing another queen.
3 Ultralists run by at the planetary. He's going to repair it, though. These Ultralists are going to have to get out of here, or they need to target down some more SCVs.
Well, actually, they can do the damage, but the army, that's the problem. They run in now, and those Ultralists, they are history.
Exactly. That was a big loss there. That's so many resources spent on those Ultras that were essentially useless.
It actually surprised me the other day that the 3 Ultralists are really able to take down a planetary, even if it is being repaired.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, if it's being repaired, he's got to be careful of the units coming through. Now, 2 nukes are on the way for Gumiho. He's going to start trying to use those.
Both of them are now roughly on 200 supply. The Broodlords in the middle of the map, Vikings, of course, as the answer for Gumiho. He's on 4 bases against 4, and this is getting a bit scary for Sulky. He will be mined out first here. Another attack at the top. Nice fungal. Well done by Sulky. Really great reaction. And this is a scary army that he has. 120 army supply for both of them.
Yeah, Sulky's army is really nice, actually. If he hits the right fungals, he definitely can win engagements. He's got the Corruptor count that he needs as well to not only protect his Broodlords, but also to push the Medivacs back. And the Viking count for Gumiho right now is only at 4. He's only got 4 of those out, 4 at a time coming through. But there's so much Infestor energy here.
He needs a lot more, but
EMPs.
The one thing that's really important here is definitely that this army composition is also scary.
EMP!
Oh, boom.
This is something that you and I have actually talked about a lot. I've been talking a lot of turns about this. Why are they not using ghosts anymore? And well, it turns out that they actually can still be used for this.
Look at this. Every single Infestor without energy, and this is the cue for Gumiho to dart in with his army, or at least a small part of it, and take down a base to the left. Very well done, Gumiho. Make sure that there are no fungals available for his opponent.
Yeah, going for a drop in the main base while he takes out the base to the top left. Ghost doing some extra damage here while they are cloaked. They cannot be killed. Nice kiting on the Vikings. And without fungal energy, Sulky is looking a little bit awkward here. Not quite sure how to approach things. The Marauders are starting to take out these Ultralists.
But there are a lot of Ultralists. He needs to be very careful, because at the bottom left now, they wreak havoc. They are trying to take down the SCVs. He needs more units, and he's now coming back with his army. If the Ultralists die as well, this will be bad for Sulky. He's so far behind his opponent in efficiency, but he still has a huge bank with the 3,000 minerals. Gas is a little bit lacking, though.
Exactly. That's going to become the problem for him if he loses many more of these units. He lost his spawning pool in his main base, which means no Zerling production for a while. Not really a big concern for him because Gumiho attacked the economy, not the army so much, so he doesn't really need any Zerlings out on the map. It's not like he's desperate to build those. But Gumiho just doing a lot of harassment on the map, and the nukes are still out. They still are on the map, and he can do something with them if he chooses to. And the Broodlord army, it's really immobile. He may try to actually nuke the army itself and force him out of position.
Gumiho is now ahead in army supply, and it's getting scary for Sulky. He has, as mentioned, he has the minerals, but not the gas. And Gumiho is building up a bank now. He's getting the upgrades, he's getting more ghosts, he's getting a huge bank, he's on 5 bases. He's way ahead of his opponent, playing a great game here. Sulky, on the other hand, really impresses me. Great performance by the Casper Zerg player.
Yeah, he's making 20 additional lings right now. +2 Carapace is about to finish for his Broodlords and Corruptors. Picking up some tanks and Marauders here. May go for a big drop in the main or even behind that top left base.
And here we go again. Sulky knows that he's a little bit on a clock here. He's trying to build the base to the left side of the map again, but the problem is he doesn't have a lot of mining, whereas Gumiho is looking really strong, getting more orbitals now into the picture.
Well, he wanted to.
Oh no, those dropships to the left. Wow. They're caught by the Infestors. A great fungal. He's losing everything here. The Corruptor's ready. Look at this great map awareness. And this is what we talked about earlier. All these Overlords, the creep. It is brilliant for Sulky. He has a legal map hack in this game, and he's using it.
Yeah. Creep spread insane. Even having the Overlord over there to the left, the one place where you couldn't see it by creep. Nuke has been detected. And is he using that behind his army? Where is that nuke?
I'm not quite sure. It could well be behind.
Second one's at the top left. It must have. The first one must have died, as I cannot find it on the map. And this base over here just sent his drones.
Oh no!
Oh no! 26 kills on one ghost here.
Oh god, that hurt, and of course everything that Gumiho does really hurts a lot right now. Not only the drones, but also the production died with those two hatched to the top right. Yes, his army has been annihilated, but he's immediately rebuilding it. He's at 120 army supply already once again, building Vikings, building command centers, nukes, marauders, marines, and tanks. Soulkey is relying on this army that he has on the map now, and as soon as these units are gone, it's going to be very, very hard for him to rebuild.
That was so scary as well that Ghost didn't have enough energy for an EMP because Soulkey just sent 15 infestors towards the Ghost to deal with it. That could have been the worst possible choice anyone's ever made in their life. But the Ghost did not have enough energy. Another nuke. This time near the infestors. And he gets one of the Ghosts, but it's the wrong one.
No, it's actually, he doesn't get it. The Ghost is actually able to get it. This is one way how you can get rid of Putimus, by the way.
Yeah, it's not cost efficient, but
it works.
Oh, great EMP on these infestors. Did not hit all of them, but that's important.
And here come the Vikings. The fungal does not hit.
There's too many Vikings here, and they're split so well.
It's way too many. He has the fungals though, and he will be able to take the Vikings out, I feel, if he uses the fungals. But the problem is he's losing more and more energy. And thanks to the EMPs that we saw earlier, he just doesn't have the energy to fungal often enough. Therefore, the Corruptors will die, and so will the Broodlords.
Gumiho has been out on the map doing a lot with his ground army and with his Ghosts, but didn't kill the hatchery. Now his mining is hurting. He's got no money, no income.
He has to drop the
Soulkey
mules.
is ahead in supply, and he's got, you know, that energy composition is always the better one when both players are kind of low on mining. He's got Queens, Infestors, and Broodlords, and I think Gumiho may be out of luck here. He's not going to be able to mine from this base. He's going to lose it.
Gumiho is using a lot of scans here, and he should get some mules because he really needs some production going. He needs an income to the right side of the map. He still has a base, but he's losing this one. And all these nukes and whatever he did, it did a lot of damage, but at the same time, his army that he lost, he was not able to rebuild it.
He's got no real money. He's using a lot of mules to the bottom right, but he can't actually produce very much. And if Soulkey actually gets ready to attack, executes an attack well, this army that's moving out for Gumiho right now, if he fungals and catches it, there's almost no way he's going to be able to hold that base to the bottom right.
Soulkey had too many fungals, and he was able to take down the, with the help of the Corruptors, he took down the Vikings, therefore the Broodlords never died, and now Gumiho has to, is a little bit panicking, and I don't blame him, because he has to get back his Viking count. He needs to have a Viking count that can actually contest his opponent's Corruptors, and I don't see this happening. We have 18 Corruptors and 11 Infestors. I don't think that Gumiho can muster the anti-air that he needs in order to take this down.
He also did not EMP those Infestors with the Ghost he had available. He has 3 more, though, to the right, and he could actually try to get another EMP this time. This is really important. He needs those, because otherwise the Broodlords and everything else are just going to hit his base.
The EMPs are not enough. It's 19 Corruptors against 7 Vikings. Even if there's not a single fungal, how are you able to kill this?
It's definitely going to be tough.
Gumiho thought that he could, and I had the same opinion actually. I thought with the good Viking speed he could take down the Corruptors and then the Broodlords, but it turns out with the fungals that were still available, Soulkey won this battle, and now it's so hard for Gumiho to get the Viking count back.
He had the +2 on his Corruptors, which really adds up. And now he's losing the base to the top left though, and he's going to lose a lot of drones as well. But if he traps and kills Gumiho's army, how can Gumiho hold any of his bases? How can he do anything? This is his only army. He's got 1,000 minerals and 1,000 gas left, and he's not even producing out of all of his barracks. He's starting to fall apart here a little bit, I feel.
Well, the thing is, this army will not help him too much anyways. It's on the ground. He needs the Viking count. That's what he's building. Of course, he needs some units on the ground as well, and it would have definitely been better for him to save this army, but taking the space out was more important. He needed to make sure that there can be no reinforcements for Soulkey. So if Gumiho buys himself some time with this, and with the base that he has to the right side of the map, and enough time to get those Vikings into play, and he can take down the air army, then he wins. But that's going to be so hard. Now he has 14 against 18, actually 17 against 18 air units, Vikings against Corruptors, that is.
Oh,
but
nice
the
EMPs
fungals,
here.
He needs to get the EMPs on the... If he gets the EMPs on the Infestors and then wins the air battle, he can take the game.
He's using his multitasking here now, dropping in the main base, going for a 3 Marauder drop with 2 Marines to support. He's going straight for the Hive. This will be important if he actually gets the Greater Spire.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice EMP. Great. Awesome for Gumiho here. Oh my god, Soulkey just lost all the energy, and now suddenly, now the Vikings can go in.
17 versus 16, Vikings versus Corruptors.
He's doing a great job with those Vikings, and he is building a few more ghosts right now. Gumiho can still take this. If he's like microing perfectly here, he can still take this game.
He's killed the Hive. He's got another base he can mine from to the bottom left. He's got the base to the bottom right still.
This
Soulkey
is crazy.
is now being revealed because he has no more hatcheries left.
That should have been impossible for Gumiho to come back. Yes, I talked about how he could come back, but I never really thought he would be able to pull it off. This EMP on those Infestors, why didn't Solky use 2 different groups for them? Why didn't he borrow them? He knew that was his lifeline here. But look at this army. Suddenly the army size is 89 against 63, and the composition that we have is actually starting to work in favor of Gumiho. He even repairs his Vikings here.
Yep, this game is not over though. He needs Fungals. He doesn't have any energy here. He's going for Infested Terrans instead. I'm not sure how much I like this with all these Marines around, but he's hesitating to fight.
He's moving everything back right now. He knows that he can't hold just yet. He loses one of the Vikings though. Rebuilds 3. But as I said, taking down this base to the top left, even though he lost a lot of his army, was so worth it for Gumiho, because there is no additional base for his opponent. Solky doesn't have income. And now we have 11 Corruptors against 19 Vikings. We have 6 Ghosts, and if the Ghosts EMP the Infestors once more, then Solky will lose this game.
He's going for it, Cloaks, and the Infestor's totally clumped up here. It's as if he didn't even know the Ghost was there.
Do you know what's unfortunate? He has 2 Overseers. He could get another one if he just had the gas, but he doesn't use the Overseers properly. Where are they? They are not in the army composition. Why wouldn't you use the Overseers? One is to the top right. This is so weird. He's seen those Ghosts over and over again. He needs one of them in the army composition.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is actually, now he's got it with his army, but it may be too late. Gumiho is moving his command center actually to the top right base where there's no overlords nearby to spot it, so Solky's not even going to know he's mining from there. He's got so many orbitals on the map left, even though he's killed, or he's lost so many orbitals to Corruptors, he's still mining right now. That's something that Solky cannot do. He is going to finally rebuild this hatchery, but this hatchery doesn't have very many minerals left on it anyways, whereas Gumiho's is completely fresh. The first mineral is being mined right now.
Yep, the first mineral is being mined to the top right, but we have an Infestor in position, so he knows where exactly the army is positioned. And here come the Infestor Terrans trying to take a few of them down, but more and more minerals now being being harvested for Gumiho. He takes with the assault mode down every single Infestor Terran that there is, but he has a great army here. With good EMPs and making sure that those Vikings cannot be chain fungal, he can take this game. He has a huge advantage in the air units, 21 against 11.
Here we go. 8. EMP has hit the Queens.
Nice, also important, no transfusion anymore.
And this is really important because the Vikings, he needs to be able to take out the Corruptors with these, but he's not successful. And this time he pulls his Infestors back. He's got the Overseer here. Queen's being sniped, and so are the Marines going for the Broodlords. But there's too many Broodlings here. Gumiho struggling to hold this position. He needs more Vikings. He can't actually engage just yet. A beautiful split on the Vikings he does have. The Corruptor's getting a little bit overeager right now.
Oh, he needs to be careful here, but he can fall back once again. He still has some minerals. He has actually a lot of minerals. Gas is what he's lacking now. 79 supply against 73. What a crazy game. This game is awesome. This game is just brilliant. Solky is playing so well. He could have won the match already, but then Gumiho comes back with this awesome nuke that, sorry, not nuke, EMP that we saw earlier. Kills every single point of energy on those Infestors, and this game is brilliant. I love it. Both of them are playing so well. Small mistake. Bring back the comeback opportunities for every single player, but this is so cool.
Gumiho is in such a good position right now with the base he has at the bottom left. He's getting those gas that he sorely needs at one of his older bases. There's no minerals left there, but 2,000 gas on each refinery. He's going to try to drop Infested Terrans here, but I don't know how much I actually like this. With all the DPS on the Marines, as well as these Ghosts, the Infested Terrans have +3 Carapace, but no attack upgrades. There's a lot of energy lost, and now he's losing his Broodlords from behind. Gumiho looking so good right now, pulling the SCVs, hitting some EMPs here. The Vikings have done it. They have taken out the last of the Broodlords, and I think Gumiho may just win this game right here, right now.
He doesn't even attack the Corruptors. He's moving in assault mode, and he's chasing them. He's chasing the Queens, and he goes after those Infestors. 65 supply for Gumiho, only 31 for Solky. What a game. What a crazy game. Mining to the right side of the map where he has those two. He has the 2 refineries. He's getting gas, he's getting minerals. GG!